一度入りMediation prayer, page 2 of the prayer books. Let us seek the sacred mediation of Ikigami Konko Raijin sincerely and wholeheartedly each and every day. May we receive the mediation manual with all our heart and souls on this day, this very moment. Ikigami Konko Raijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Raijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Raijin Sama, Ikigami Konko Raijin Sama. Purification prayer. Through the way of mediation, may our sincere apologies be acceptable to you, our divine parent. We acknowledge our mistakes and misunderstandings, arrogance and ignorance of your divine favor. We apologize for all our shortcomings and irreveraces from past generations. Guide us to amend our way of living to reflect your divine will, with a pure, joyful, and loving heart, always one with you. Tangi prayer. Reverently we pray. The radiance of heaven rejoices of earth. Time flows with us this years perhaps without end. In heaven and earth with the life that touches all. In heaven and earth with the truth that orders all. For this wondrous form, for these wondrous works. Let us praise Him to Kami. Let us praise the divine parent of the universe. Kami loves and cares for all humanity. All those who live between heaven and earth. To revere Kami as the divine parent. To live in Kami's infinite essence, this is the way. Yet many not knowing the way are lost in greed and selfishness. They suffer the cycle of misfortunes. Great is Kami's sorrow. Our founding father, Konko Daijin, suffered many trials in this world, but held on to faith and sincerity. He received Kami's great blessing and began the life of mutual fulfillment of Kami and humanity. Humbly we pray. The divine parent's great wish was fulfilled. Konko Daijin accepted the call to mediation that leads to the mutual benefit of Kami and humanity. By day he taught the way of faith to all who sought him, expounding the blessings of heaven and earth, and he knew at the coming of night. By night he prayed for those who believed, seeking salvation for all who suffered, and he knew not the knowing of day. Though years passed and the world changed, he did not waver from his task, the divine task of mediation. Thus was given the sacred teaching Katsuke, the guiding principle for our daily life. The divine favor was thus renewed, and blessings flowed universally, establishing the way of eternal prosperity, the way of mediation of Ikigami Konko Daijin. By this wondrous revelation, we are given knowledge of the way. Through all the hardships of this world, to repair body and soul, the way of mediation teaches us to turn our hearts to Kami, without regard for the day or night, whether we are near or far. The way of mediation teaches us to pray with total trust, for living aware of divine favor. We offer our sincere apologies and pledge to mend our ways. Let us live our faith every day, seeking and rejoicing in your divine favor. Let us care for those in pain and guide them to the way. Let us guide those who are lost and awaken them to a life of purpose. Kami is good in us. We are fulfilled in Kami. May this way of mutual fulfillment be manifested in this world. May Kami's wish for true peace and the well-being of all people be fulfilled. So we humbly pray, so we earnestly pray.
let us read together the prayer for the ending of the novel coronavirus pandemic. Located in your handout. Ikiyami Konko Daijin Sama Tenchi Kane no Kami Sama. Ikiyami Konko Daijin Sama Tenchi Kane no Kami Sama. We offer our hearts of appreciation for your love and virtue as you are allowed to live in this very moment. Currently, a pandemic is rapidly spreading throughout the world. The novel coronavirus pandemic is causing much concern and raising anxiety among people and nations. Thus, we offer our hearts and prayers to you to end this pandemic as soon as possible. Sadly, there are those who have passed away because of the virus, and we put our hands together to pray for their spirit's peace and salvation. We also pray for those who are affected by the virus to quickly heal and recuperate, in order that they may continue to contribute to society and the world. We pray for political, economical, and educational reform, so that all the anxiety and distrust we have been harboring will dissipate, and we will be blessed with societal order. For those that are suffering in the midst of this pandemic, please allow their faith to be resurrected and their livelihoods to be restored. Thus, now more than ever, we commit to reviving our hearts of appreciation, having a heart of calming, and praying for and guiding others. May we all be awakened to your truth, that a faith that helps others helps ourselves. Use us to help you in this crusade to end this pandemic and bring peace to this world. It is our sincere prayer that the people of the world will not only have peace of mind, but also live happily, safely, and healthily. Ikiyami Konko Daijin Sama Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama. Ikiyami Konko Daijin Sama Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama. Ikiyami Konko Daijin Sama Divine Parent Tenchi Kane no Kami-sama. Good morning. We gather here today for this regular Sunday service on April 12, 2020. Whether you are here in person or joining us via Facebook Live, we give thanks for this church where we can physically come to worship and honor you. We also come to pray for various things, and we are blessed with your grace and guidance from the sensei that serve here. Today is the Wahiawa Church Spring Grand Ceremony, which begins at 10 a.m. We pray that their service will be conducted safely and in blessedness. Our church will observe our Spring Grand Ceremony tomorrow evening at 6:30 p.m. As we begin a brand new week, let our hearts be positive, take away any negativity that may have collected in us over the past week. May your good energy flow throughout our veins and heal us from the atomic level of our existence. At this time, let us take a moment to reflect upon our own blessedness and extend a deep prayer for people who are experiencing hardship and suffering. We pray that the Kami-sama within all of us shines through. Silent prayer. Recitation of Tenchi Kakitsuke, Day 6. Ikiyami Konko Daijin Tenchi Kane no Kami Shishi ni Nerae. Okage wa waga kokoro ni ari. Kongetsu konnichi de tanomei. Pray sincerely with all your heart. Be one with Kami. Kami's presence being within. Hearts grateful and caring, in harmony and joy.
Look to come always, now and forever, on this very day pray. 池上金光大神天地金の神真に願えおかげは我が心にあり今月今日で頼め Pray sincerely with all your heart Be one with Kami Kami's blessings begin within hearts grateful and caring in harmony and joy Look to come always now and forever on this very day pray.
Adoration prayer. We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above.
We lift our eyes in awe toward heaven soaring above. We bow our heads in prayer toward earth rich and deep. Living on such gifts of Kami's great giving, how happy and grateful we are. The meditation of Ikigami Konko Daishin does not stop for a single day. The protection of the divine current embraces so far and wide. The blessings of Kami flow without limit through all generations. The ways of Kami are mysterious and wondrous beyond our understanding. Day by day, every day, honestly and reverently, we praise the virtues of Kami and honor the power of Kami.
Shintoku Sanji, page 29. 仰ぎ祭れば天高く
仰ぎ祭れば天高く拝み祭れば地は厚し神の恵みにかさるるみの幸いぞありがたき我が生き神の恩取り次ぎ人日もかくる時のなく天地の神の恩守りときしかきの隔てなし感じ尽くしみはよろずよにあまねく満ちて果てしなく感計らいはくすしくて人の思いぞ及ばざる我ら今月今日いやび祭りでひたすらに神の御影をたたえますら神の比例を仰ぎますら
一度入れ一度入れMitama prayer, page 12. Spirits of those who have gone before us.
You are given the gift of life in this vast and endless universe. You discharge your duties faithfully, each according to a span of years. You will be remembered eternally. Your life retold from generation to generation, honored as the foundation of our society and the roots of our families. Through the mysterious workings of Kami, you enter the Konko faith. You walk the way of Konko Daishin, respecting the will of the divine current. You amass great merits through your faith to take in the world beyond and lead to your descendants. Our gratitude is boundless for your loving favors. We revere you as the ancestral spirits of our homes, our own divine spirits. We beseech you, stand by us, each and every one. Receive the favor of Kami and help us to fulfill our tasks as people without failing. Protect us, guide us, enrich us, that we may never lose the way of faith that we handed down to all generations, that we may live in peace and prosperity within our homes. Protect us, guide us, enrich us.
Dear Mitama spirits of the late Reverend Haruko Takahashi, deceased family, friends, spirits of the native Hawaiians, and beloved house pets that have passed. Good morning to all of you. We have gathered here today at the regular Sunday service in acknowledgement of Kami-sama's blessings and in remembrance of you. We know that you are always watching over us and supporting our well-being and decisions, even now more that you are a Mitama spirit. You are the foundation of our existence, which enables us to be able to enjoy blessings today. If it were not for you, we would not be here. We are here today to honor your divine spirit and to pray for your eternal peace and happiness. Whether through a yellow butterfly, a dream, or a gust of wind, let your presence be known to your loved ones as they think about you in their daily lives. We wish to continue your legacy as an extension of your life and help pass on your core values. As we begin a brand new week, please continue to guide us in everything we do. You are in our hearts always, and we want to thank you again very much for all that you do. Silent prayer. So Sensanji, page 36. よよのやわ我が家の神我が神と心尽くしていつき祭らな心尽くしていつき祭らな尊き御親の神たちよ海の子のために家の柱を沈め立てたまい初子のために世のなりわいを守り助けたまい隠り世の見えぬ境にましませども見尽くしみの御心は映し世に変わらせたまわず先御霊のまさきくさきはえたまいくしみたまのくしびに恵みたまいて志は町の柱の動きなくなりわいは結ぶつなめのゆるぎなく真心清らに励み努めしめたまいうからやからやわらぎあいて日にけに
やのしましめたまいついにうすしよのことを得て神の御門に参らん時には必ずしも迎え取りたまいにつくしみをこむらしめたまわんものと神の実りの絶えなるかしこみかたじけな耳親の恵みのおぼろげならぬをうれしみ喜び申すことを見心も涼やかに聞こしめしたまえと申すあなくしびのみ親の御霊あなくしびのみ親の御霊あなととのみ親の神あなととのみ親の神
喜怒哀楽Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for our regular Sunday service. Earlier, I don't know, you might have heard there was an angry cat outside. Yeah? I think my mom went outside to just calm the cat down. But my topic today is about anger. So that was appropriate. Why I want to talk about anger? Well, lately in the news, more frequently you hear about more domestic violence, random shootings happening, and there's just a lot of energy, like energy that's like cooped up like in you, you know, and it's just coming out like this in anger because of the social isolation thing for the COVID-19, the stay-at-home order. Some people have to stay at home with their spouses or significant others that they're not really comfortable with, and staying with that person for long periods of time can make each other like can bring amongst anger and frustration, and you see these more violent cases happening throughout the world. And you know, for relationships, if you are in a good relationship, you know what makes the other person angry. You know. So to maintain harmony within the family is important to not say those things or do those things that makes them angry, because you know exactly what they are. And so we have to be mindful of that. Just earlier this week, something happened that really irritated me, and I was angry. I got a call from my boss, and basically I was being blamed for something that I didn't do. It's not my fault, and clearly I kept thinking about it, and clearly it's just not my fault, and that really irritated me, and I was so upset for a few days actually. And I verified with my coworkers yesterday and about what my boss called me about, and they also said that doesn't make any sense. It's not your fault, Edna. I don't know why she called you for that. You should take it up to the upper levels and discuss this, because it just doesn't make any sense. And so I was upset about it. And when you get upset, you know, these hormones come out, these stress hormones, you know. Your hands get cold, and everything around you seems more blue, dark. And even though I'm feeling like this, the whole world is rotating. The sun will rise, sun will set. I still have air to breathe. I'm still alive. The birds will continue to sing. The flowers will continue to bloom. And really nothing has changed. It's just me. And what it is I put on a negative filter, you know, like sunglasses. You put sunglasses on, everything else will seem dark. And for me, when I'm angry, I just put on these blue lenses, and everything around me seems blue and negative and just irritating and cold. But I have to be mindful that, hey, it's just a filter that I have on now. I just have to take it off and just be mindful that, you know, everything else around me is blessed. So, but I'm only human. I get angry, and people at work say, "What, Edna? You get angry? Do you ever get angry? I want to see you angry. I want to make you mad one day." And they say all those things to me. And really, when I'm at work, I try to be professional. You know, I try not to explode. I haven't exploded before, but that's to maintain professionalism. But yes, I do get angry because I'm only human. But what I do different is, I guess from regular normal people, is I direct my heart to Kami-sama. That's what I do. And Rami Sensei recommends, you know, take a deep breath. Taking a deep breath really helps. You know, it really helps with the stress. And I do it 3 times. And furthermore, what I do is I take a deep breath and I say, Konko-sama, Konko-sama, please help me. I can't get over this by myself. This stress is overwhelming me. And I pray to Kami-sama. When it was yesterday, I was still stressed out, and it's been a few days already. And I went to sleep irritated, still irritated. And it took me a long time to sleep. I finally, I think, managed to fall asleep around 2:30. And when I woke up this morning, I guess it's because of the extra caffeine I had the other day, I was extra anxious. It's like the caffeine was still in me. I was still really irritated. Plus the caffeine made me really jittery. And I felt like this pressure was just coming down on me like this, you know, like, really this pressure. I wasn't even hungry. I didn't eat anything. So just woke up and I just went straight to the altar in my household. And I just sat down and I just prayed and kind of like meditated and had this time for myself and Kami-sama. Just a one-on-one time with Kami-sama. And I just kept praying and praying. I said, Kami-sama, this is really bothering me. Being blamed for something that I didn't do. And that I don't think it's my fault. And even my coworkers agree. And I just giving the, you know, everything, letting it all out to Kami-sama. And I prayed to Kami-sama. But amidst this Kami-sama, even though I'm experiencing this stress and anger within me, I know you are still blessing me. And I said, thank you for that, Kami-sama. Even if I'm stressed, you're still giving me blessings of life. I'm alive this morning, you know. I can move at will. I can think. I can still talk. I can see. I can hear. Everything's okay. It's just my heart that's kind of distressed right now. But I still want to give thanks to you for all your blessings. And after that prayer, I felt lighter. Still a little bit there, but I felt lighter. And when I looked at my cell phone this morning, after that prayer, I had 3 messages from people that, I haven't talked to in a long time. And they're friends. One of them was from Japan, Mikako. She checked on me, and she said, Edna, hi, how are you doing? Do you have enough masks? The facial masks that are super rare nowadays. She asked me, do you have enough masks? And that really touched my heart, When somebody thinks about you, you feel really happy. And another friend texted me a memory photo of us several years ago at a friend's wedding. And that's so random, and it's so, the timing couldn't be perfect on that. And another friend, she sent me a meme that made my day. And so 3 messages. I don't usually get messages that many times. It's rare for me to get many messages. But this morning I had 3 messages, and that brightened my day, and all this irritation just melted away, It's so unusual. But it all makes sense because I prayed to Kami-sama. And when you pray to Kami-sama, Kami-sama really understands your heart. And Kami-sama will try to make you happy in whatever way Kami-sama can. So I want you to also keep that in mind. And for me, adding that Kami-sama factor, adding in Konko-sama, praying to Konko-sama, praying to Kami-sama is really helpful. Taking deep breaths are really helpful too, but adding in that Kami-sama factor, because things are sometimes out of control and we cannot control the situation, right? So we have to ask for divine intervention. And I feel that praying to Kami-sama and Konko-sama really will help out your situation. So in this way, I hope that it will help you too. And let's continue to try to be happy and healthy and safe in our daily life. And let's make this a practice. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone online as well. Before I begin, I like to begin my sermons with the reading of the Konko Faith Our Creed. So I'll read this, and if you'd like to read together, get prepared. It's on page 73. Okay, the Konko Faith Our Creed. We believe in Tenchi Kane no Kami, the divine parent of the universe. Our founder, Konko Daijin, embraced Kami's revelations, and as divine mediator answered the call to eternal mediation. Our continuing goal from moment to moment is to realize Kami within each of us. We are fulfilled through Kami. Kami is fulfilled through us. The happiness of everyone is Kami's greatest wish. We give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Blessings begin with our own hearts filled with harmony and joy. We pray wholeheartedly Kami today and every day, trusting Kami as our loving parent, finding peace of mind. We live our faith in service to Kami, each other, and our world, nurturing and nurtured, mutually fulfilled. We revere those who have gone before us, spirits one with Kami, caring for us eternally. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. I especially like the last part. We respect and appreciate other paths taken by humanity towards spiritual fulfillment. The other day, my wife sent me a link to an interview. They interviewed Wentworth Miller. He plays Michael Scofield in Prison Break. And it's like a 48-minute, almost an hour interview of his life and what his thoughts are. And this one particular part, he talked about, somebody asked him a question about happiness. What do you think about happiness? And he says, for him, happiness is not a particular goal that he's constantly searching for. He says what he's more interested in is being content with what you have. And so I thought about that. I was like, well, that makes total sense. It's about being grateful for what you have already. Instead of trying to find something outside of you, there's a lot of things right now that are that can perfectly make you happy. And so if things do make you happy along the way, he said that'll be great. It's great if you experience happiness from time to time. But it's not something that you constantly try to search for. But what's interesting is that recently I listened to this podcast. It's called The Happiness Lab. And it's an interesting take on how to achieve happiness, how to achieve that goal of happiness that Wentworth Miller said that's not really an achievable goal. But there are ways to increase moments of that happiness in your life. There's all kinds of ways. And one of them that in particular that really changed my life is the podcast is called The Happiness Lab. And it's by Laurie Santos. She's a professor at Yale University. And she teaches a class called Psychology and the Good Life. And it's like all kinds of subjects on science-based research on how to really attain happiness. And this one particular podcast that I accidentally ran into while listening to another podcast, it's about expectations. And no, not expectation, I'm sorry. Not expectations. It's about reference points. That's a different podcast. But it's about reference points. And what do you mean by reference points? So Laurie Santos talks about how, for example, one big example she talked about that is that there's always somebody who has it worse in a way. It's not like your problem is the worst. And so she talks about Olympics, some athletes. There's people who get gold medal and they're just ecstatic and super happy. And then there's bronze medal, they're pretty happy too. But the ones who are really upset and sad and depressed and everything are the silver medalists.
Interesting.
You have to kind of wonder why. Why? It's because Professor Laurie Santos talks about that it's where we compare our situation to. That silver medalist was like, I was so close to getting gold. I can't get gold. And they're just really depressed at the fact that they were so close to getting the top of the world and they just hate their silver position.
Oh.
Second place. It's like the worst thing ever. But the bronze medalist is super happy. And you got to kind of wonder why they're so happy and why they're so content with being third place. And it's because they compare their lives to everybody who didn't even qualify. A lot of people didn't even get bronze at all. So to be even on the podium, that's where that bronze medalist is comparing their reference point to. So oftentimes we are the silver medalist reference point comparers. There's a lot of people out there who are just there's so much discontent in their life. They think their life is the worst. But when you think about it, there's people out there who have it pretty bad. Like it's not even close to, we live in a first world country in the US. We have so much more freedoms than anywhere else in the world. And there's other countries out there who are suffering as a result of like totally uncontrollable circumstances. So if you think about that reference point, our life is pretty good. You know, we have our health, you know, basic things that we take for granted. Like like in the creed that I just read, we give thanks for Kami's blessings, mysterious, wondrous, and mundane. Mundane part we often take for granted. It's those mundane, everyday, like, oh, I can walk around just fine. I can use the restroom just fine. And all of that regular mundane things has stopped with this coronavirus, COVID-19 outbreak. All that regular, normal things are no longer there. So now we're like, man, that life I was complaining about was pretty good. It was really good, actually. Yeah, and so it's interesting where we compare our lives to. And it'll make you happy. It helps me all the time. If I'm having a down day, or like if I'm questioning my life sometimes, which we all do, it's human nature to question all the time, it's okay. But to question in a way where it will get you down, there's a way to get you back up. Just think about the grateful things in your life. Go back to what Wentworth Miller said about being content, being happy, being grateful for what we have. It's hard sometimes because there's so much things we're inundated with negative news, the media. It's hard sometimes, but it's doable and it's practice. It takes some practice out there. My Kendo sensei always mentioned this. I always keep this in my mind too. Chan sensei, Eunice Chan sensei, she might be watching too. But and Purcell sensei as well. She always said that practice doesn't make perfect. Practice makes permanent. Practice the wrong thing all the time. You'll be a pro at it. You'll be a pro at complaining. You'll be a pro at living a difficult life. You know, it's just interesting. And so I always think about that too. Practice just a little bit of practicing where we're comparing our lives to. Where are we being appreciative? Are we showing appreciation? Are we grateful for these regular mundane things in our lives? And I'm sure after this whole pandemic, it'll be, you know, that regular walk in the park is going to be like, wow, this is amazing freedom. You know, and it's going to the beach that was public property, but now there's tape there and police there. And so it changed our whole life around. It changed everything around. And so it's about, again, I hope the takeaway from this is to take away, just to think about how good your life really is. Really is. It really is pretty good. Kami-sama blesses us every single day with these normal, everyday things. And right now is like the perfect opportunity to even just think about that. Just to even take a moment about that. Right now you get all day to think about it, which is perfect too. But remember, practice makes permanent, and I hope you guys can think about those things as well. Thank you very much.
Morning, Wahiawa. Thank you
Wahiawa.
very much for attending to service in this matter. As I listened to the speeches by Edna and Barney, very enlightening. I don't know how to prepare for my speech. Anyway, I trying to introduce one of the episodes. I can find this book. Subetani Dewenko. This is a compilation of speech remarks made by the fourth Konko, the Reverend Kagamitaro Konko. And I just made one episode, a translation into English. I tried to copy, but the copy does not function well, so I do not have any copy. But the Konko-sama was trying to say the happiness. When a baby is born, the mother is so grateful, thankful, and appreciative. And the happiness can be shared by the husband, family member, friends, and other people, many other people. The happiness can be shared by other people, and this is very important. Happiness cannot be isolated. This is the nature of happiness. When we see some people say, what is happiness? What is a happy person? It can be identical, smiling face, or happy posture. So people who get angry, they become, is very happy in that angry face. But happy people show happiness in their face, expressions. So happiness can be shared. This happiness without being shared, other people cannot be happiness. So it's very important. And this is this is one message of Konko that I will say. And the baby was born do not know what's going on around the surroundings. But people, but eventually a baby goes up to attend elementary school. People celebrate some go and go middle school, high school, college, and get married, wedding, marriage. They celebrate at each step of the growth. And at each step of growth or celebrating time, people are involved. They all celebrate. These are the elements of support of one baby, one person. We grow up, we live in this supportive environment, whether we are aware or not. So this is the kind of blessing we receive every day. And one more thing is when at the Amagi Church, the founding minister was arrived. There was a student minister. And at one point, he asked the student minister, "Shinjin shiyoruka? Are you practicing faith? Shinjin shiyoruka?" Then the student said, "Yes, shinjin shiyorimasu." Then the sensei said, Yasutoku sensei said, "Shinjinしちゃいかん。信をさせていただかね." It's very Japanese nuance. 信にさせていただかね。おかげで in blessedness we can practice faith. Then at another time the sensei asked, 信にさせていただきようか。はい、信にさせていただいております。信にさせていただいていかん。信心にならねばいかん。信心 now means whatever he thinks and do reflect the teaching of Konko. So I used to say, 信心させていただいているものが学校のschool teacher, nurse, policeman, office worker, shepherd workers, and so forth. 信心させていただいているもの is a fundamental element. A person who practice true faith engage in teaching, nursing, policing, and being politician and so forth. So it's very important. We have to invoke our faith. Our faith in Kami-sama should invoke する心、させていた、真になる。ありがとうございます。
義神本当大神天神の神真に願え、おかげは我が心にあり、今月今日で頼み。義神本当大神天神の神真に願え、おかげは我が心にあり、今月今日で頼み。
ご理解ナンバーpage 220 number 25 24
Page 20.
page 220 number 20.
Okay, let me see. Sorry. Okay, we'll now be reading the Gorikai Sacred Scriptures, number 24. Rodney?
That was the wrong book. Was that page what?
Page 220.
Page 120?
220. Number 20.
And for another 3, and for 3 more, you will gain much virtue in 10 years. Keep looking forward to the future.
Okay.
25. Establishing a way of faith is easy for the upper classes, but difficult for the lower classes. Therefore, as lower class people, we need more time. We will establish the faith through Kami-sama's blessings. We must wait till it's time. I was a manual carrier, so people doubt me. But while I keep my patience, I will receive virtue, Konko-sama always said.
Peyton?
Number 26. Those who are establishing the way of faith should eliminate their immediate desires and gain future virtues. Despite hardship and adversity, be a supporting cane or pillar for others.
27. Those that are establishing the way of faith mustn't get angry when others speak ill of them. Despite the droppings the sparrows and crows make on the shrines, Kami quietly endures. Lose to others now and win in the future. If you take on an opponent, you will only have a 50-50 chance of winning. Pretty ironic because I talked about anger today. David.
Always have a heart as if dressed in formal clothing.
One more, David.
Konko-sama always advised, they all flee from and avoid Konyu-sama. This is wrong. Ask permission and give your request, then be allowed to do anything.
30. Just because you'll be eating shiokara tomorrow, don't stop drinking water from today. Don't worry immediately with salty fish cuts. 31. To serve water in case of a drought, there won't even be enough to fill your hand. Waste water and you will be punished with the lack of overabundance of water.
Thank you. Hey, Kaiten. Rodney, say hi.
Hi.
David. Okasan. Wata-san. No, mada. Uta. Hui. Okay, now we will be singing our hymns. There we go.
Amen.
With a heart caught up in doubt and worry, I face my life every morning, wanting to shine, but somehow holding back joy and fear, still within my heart. Still I know, even when I saw that I can run into someday and find a shining, shimmering, brilliant light coming from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. When I'm down and ready to surrender, when times are hard and it seems so dark, just knowing each day that I'm never on my own gives me strength and courage to try harder. Holding hands with my friends standing by my side, sweet arms together we will walk to the shining, shimmering, brilliant light coming from a path that never ends. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. Instead of losing hope or fearing what's ahead, let's keep on moving forward with our heads held high. For we are all living in a world that embraces you and me with its love, supported by the prayers of those who care for us. We are never alone in our lives. ありがとうございました。春休み。
平安金光大臣天地金の神一心に願え、おかげは我が心にあり、今月今日で頼め。池上金光大臣天地金の神一心に願え、おかげは我が心にあり、今月今日で頼め。
Thank you again. That concludes our regular Sunday service. Please tune again Facebook Live tomorrow at 6:30 Hawaii time. We will have our grand ceremony, spring grand ceremony, in celebration and appreciation of our parent Kami, Tenchi Kane no Kami. So, speakers tomorrow will be Rodney Sensei and David Sensei. So please join us. Thank you again. We'll now be having our own okage sharing. So at this time, talk amongst your family or at your household altar about the blessings you received this week, and let's give thanks for them. Thank you. See you again.